Hey, Phantomaniacs! Welcome to the newest review here on the Needless Things YouTube channel. And all week we are going to be taking a look at the dead man, the Undertaker. Just like WWE, we are celebrating 30 years of dominance in professional wrestling. Please listen to the most recent episode of the Needless Things podcast, available wherever you get your podcasts, where we talked about the Undertaker and his legacy. This is, speaking of domination, the Decade of Domination Undertaker figure from Mattel. This one is, it's part of a line that's celebrating Mattel's 10-year relationship with the WWE. The first wave is Randy Orton, John Cena, Undertaker, Mark Henry, and Natalya. And you can see on the back here, the Undertaker from Death Valley. Weight 305 pounds, 6 foot 10 inches, WWE champion, world heavyweight champion, world tag team champion. 10 years ago, WWE and Mattel formed a powerhouse action figure tag team. Celebrate the Decade of Domination with action figures of WWE superstars who have been around since the beginning of this legendary partnership. On the back, you get a great picture of Undertaker. And this is from Undertaker's first appearance at Survivor Series in 1990. This is the first time this figure has been represented, or that moment has been represented as a figure. And even though there are tons and tons and tons of Undertaker figures, and there's actually another one coming out in the Legends line that is this era of the first few years of Taker that I prefer, I found this one at Walmart and I decided, you know what? I got to get it. I got to have this first appearance Undertaker. It just is too important a landmark to not have. I thought about leaving it in the box, but you know what? I'm going to open it up because you guys need your content. All right. My trusty 1964 box cutter sliced right through that tape. Hopefully you've been able to find this guy. I like this background here. That's kind of cool looking. I might hang on to that for a little fig photography because, of course, normally these boxes just get tossed aside. But this might be a worthy little splash panel to keep around. Hopefully you guys have been able to find this if you want it. If you don't, just keep searching. They're coming in on these big cubes that are showing up in Walmarts now that have a few different figures from WWE on there. You can see we've got some of these annoying little tabs. Or just one? That's bizarre. Okay, so just one plastic tab holding this guy in. So we're going to take our trusty Dollar Tree fingernail clippers. If you don't have a pair in your toy opening zone, I don't know what you're even doing. Snip right through that. And let's pop the dead man out of there and take a look. They really have this could almost be, it's his first appearance, and it's the only time that he looked like this and had black gloves. But, I mean, with everything this figure has, it could almost be a sort of ultimate type figure. I'm going to have to drop that hat in some hot water to straighten the brim out. And also, he did not have a gray band around his hat in that first appearance, but honestly, I don't care that much. It still looks great. I love this soft goods jacket, this sort of leathery looking material. I think it's a really good look. You can actually slide it up under his hair there, I'm sure, and get it to look even better. But look at, well, let's get the jacket off so we can really take a look at the figure. The coat is, for me, a big part of why this figure is so cool. They've done a really nice job of putting together a quality garment here. The seam looks nice going around. This is quality soft goods right here. I like this. It looks great. It fits right and it hangs well. Look at the likeness. That is absolutely fantastic. Oh, we've got a rubber band on here holding his tie down. Let's get rid of that. All right, so the likeness here is unbelievable. The way the beard is painted on, and actually, I believe, yeah, that's sculpted as well. So that's sculpted and painted on. Look at the intensity in those eyes, the hair, the mullet. Look at how well they captured the mullet. Just really, really looks awesome. And he's got the tie, which is very important. Big deal to have the tie there. It's on a little elastic piece that honestly doesn't look too bad. Ties are hard to get right on action figures, but I think in this instance, this one looks pretty good. I'm not going to bother taking that off right now, but you can see underneath he's got his shirt. I've got the buttons and everything sculpted in there. I love the look of the sleeves, the way they're going over his shoulder joints. And I wonder how much that interferes. It's a little softer plastic, so you can get, oh yeah, that moves up really nicely. So those don't really interfere with the articulation at all. He's got his spooky Undertaker voodoo hands, or whatever you want to call that. And then he's also got alternate hands that are just your standard sort of open, ready to hold stuff hands. He's got the, whatever these boot covers are called. I guess they're called boot covers. I could do with these being a little lower profile. I think they're a bit too big and goofy looking. I'm glad they're there. Obviously, they need to be there, and it's better than if they just painted the top of the boots gray. But they just look a little big to me. Otherwise, though, this guy just looks, well, not even otherwise, because they don't look that bad. I mean, they're not terrible. They're a little big. They're obviously present. But this figure looks amazing. This is one of the many essential representations of the dead man, I think. This is one that you got to have, because that moment is so special. When he first shows up with DiBiase and Brother Love, the mystique, the response of the people in the arena, and the fact that this guy kept this gimmick going for as long as he did, and with something that could have potentially been so disastrous, is the most respected man in the professional wrestling business to this day. I mean, that really says something and makes this figure something special that'll stand out on your shelf, that you can look at and say, you know what? That's Taker's first appearance. This is the number one Taker figure. If you want to have a whole shelf of Undertakers, you very easily could, even if it was just a Mattel ones. But this one is great. If you find it in Walmart now, I recommend it. They got it as right as we see them get things right, which may seem like a bit of a backhanded thing to say, and maybe it is. But whatever the case, if you're a fan of Undertaker, I think you got to have this figure. Thanks for watching, you guys. Please do go back and listen to that last episode of the Needless Things podcast where we talk about The Undertaker, and then tune in again on Wednesday for another Undertaker figure review. Please like, subscribe, share. Thanks for watching.